On September 21st of this year, the Farmers Branch City Council here in the council chamber will consider our city manager's proposed budget for the next year. Now, that's the fiscal year from October of 2021 through September of 2022. And we're going to take the next few minutes just to summarize the highlights. For all the nitty-gritty details, you can find the entire document online at farmersbranchtx.gov. Hello again, everyone. I'm Jeff Brady, the city's Director of Communications. 2020 was a drastically distinct year for many reasons. One bright spot, however, was our city's swift and aggressive response to COVID. In the financial arena, we prepared more resources than we had to spend. This, coupled with a strategic emphasis on reinvesting in our community, allows us to have a unique opportunity this year to make substantial long-term investments in the city's personnel and infrastructure. Very few cities have this opportunity. As always, the new budget has been developed based on the city's strategic plan, which includes the guiding principles, goals, and initiatives established by our City Council. It's also been designed in response to public input from the biennial citizen survey, public hearings, and other feedback platforms. One new component this year, the American Rescue Plan, which has provided emergency grants to help towns and cities all across the country recover from the pandemic. Farmers Branch will receive $5.9 million this year. In fact, the ARPA federal program has allocated almost $12 million to the city of Farmers Branch to be issued in two equal payments over 2 years, $5.9 million for the 2021-2022 year, and then $5.9 more million in the following year. The city will use these federal dollars to complete a variety of projects which will improve infrastructure, public safety, and our parks. It's also important to note that the 2020 census population estimate for Farmers Branch shows a substantial jump, reflecting the significant development on the city's west side. Overall, this year's budget supports the city's mission to build a vibrant, dynamic community that consistently seeks to improve the quality of life for our residents. The major projects include increased police and fire funding, increased utility replacement, increased street reconstruction funding, creek channel improvements, Phase 2 of our recreation center upgrade, plus playground and trail improvements, a renovation of our Justice Center, and a renovation of the Branch Connection. All right, let's get more specific. Broadly, we're going to break this presentation into three main categories: revenue, expenditures, and then some important dates. Okay, first, the income or revenue. At $71.4 million, anticipated general fund revenues in the new fiscal year are up 8.2% from the 2020-2021 adopted budget, or $5.38 million more. What's the source of the extra cash? Well, property values, for one thing. They continue to surge here in Texas. Farmers Branch has a tax base that's 73% commercial and 27% residential. The city's property value grew by 12%, fueled by new construction, providing a total tax base in Farmers Branch of $6.951 billion with a B. That in turn grows our property tax revenue by $3.89 million. Now, homeowners, don't panic, okay? The average residential property value here in Farmers Branch only increased by 2.4%. So an average property valued at $263,600 with a homestead exemption would see an annual increase in property taxes with this budget of just $29.81. And the tax rate will remain the same next year at 58.9 cents. Okay, another growing source of revenue is our sales tax category. Of course, it slumped during the 2020 pandemic, and Farmers Branch, like the rest of Texas, is projecting a substantial rebound in the year ahead. Our sales tax should grow by $1.5 million to a total of $17.85 million. The revenue from our landfill also continues to increase, with $800,000 in additional revenue related to increased tonnage accepted into the landfill during the 2021-2022 year. It's also worth noting that, similar to last year, the city will require no increases to water or sewer fees. All right, that's the income side of the ledger. Now let's take a look at how we're spending public dollars, some of the most important bills to pay. Anticipated expenditures are $139.1 million for the next fiscal year. Now, that's actually down 1.5% from last year. So, we're growing revenue, but we're spending less. Some of the major ticket items include the implementation of the results of a major compensation study. Now, we conduct this study every 5 years, and it will drive our staff merit increases for a total bump of just over $1.5 million. We're also hiring 2 new police officers plus an additional 5 officers to prepare for planned retirements in the police department. We also intend to hire a fire prevention inspector and 1 new employee each in animal services, IT, human resources, and finances. Why? Well, with a population surge like we're seeing, city services have to be expanded to accommodate more people. We also need to start setting aside money for the eventual closure of the Camelot landfill. Over the next 32 years, we will pay a projected $19 million, and our new budget includes a $1 million annual payment toward these costs. And again, it's remarkable that the grand total for this year's proposed budget comes in at $139,151,963, which is actually $2.1 million or 1.5% less than what was adopted last year. This proposed budget also literally paves the way toward a pay-as-you-go, low-debt future for the city of Farmers Branch. Of course, changes could be made which would affect the details presented in this summary video. However, if approved, this proposed budget would be scheduled to go into effect beginning October 1st of this year. And remember, if you have specific questions, you can always find us here at City Hall or online at farmersbranchtx.gov. And please feel free to join us here in Council Chambers for the next City Council meeting. Until then, I'm Jeff Brady for FBTV. Thanks for watching.